Hi friends, my name is Jordan and welcome back to my channel. I'm here to talk about fashion and life and style and all of the above. And today I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm here to talk about shoe predictions for 2026. Let me be clear. I'm not the forecaster. I'm not a trend predictor. I'm simply reacting. This is a call and a response. I'm catching what people are throwing. And I'm just gonna give my little quick opinion. I'm gonna say whether I like it or not, but most importantly, I'm here to just like chit chat about some of these things coming up because I do think a lot of these are potentially unexpected. Some of these you probably are not surprised by at all, and some of them may just piss you off. But let's just get into it. First and foremost, I just want to shout out the people that I kind of gathered my information from. They did the actual research and collection of these shoe predictions, these shoe trends that they're seeing, and I appreciate them. One is Sophia C. Style. I'm using her fashion trend curve model as the baseline for like what's trending, what's to come. And this was highlighted to me by a person called Karaya, maybe Karaya. It's Karaya Street Style. I see her on TikTok. I think her videos are great and I really appreciate what she's laying down in the fashion world of what's to come. A lot of her predictions are based on Google search trends as well as what's coming up on the runway, what she's seeing out in the real world. She is based in New York City, so I think that is the only caveat. Sometimes I'm based in New York City as well, and I recognize that what you see here is not what you're gonna see across the whole United States. It's not what you're gonna see in some of our secondary cities, and it's a little different. People walk the walk, they talk the talk, and there's just some cool shit happening here. Last person is Madison Brabnick. I'm putting all of this. I'm gonna link their TikToks and Instagrams below, but I think if you like what you see here in this video, definitely go to my sources. But let's get started. So first and foremost, based off of this fashion trend curve model, you have the six stages. One is creation. So someone sets the motion, like they lay that foundation. They're the only ones doing it. And then you move on to early growth. A few more people are catching on. These might be in your like high profile cities, some of these fashion capitals. Think New York, think Milan, think London, think Paris. And then you get more people, so some people who are in these cities and eventually starting to catch on that, oh, this trend is happening. This is stage 3, it's the marketing period. You're gonna see celebrities and influencers tapping in here. This is also where you're gonna start to see a lot of fashion trends show up in runways. So a good way to predict what's coming next for the common folk, such as myself, is to see what's happening in these high profile runways. Think like Miu Miu, Loewe, Balmain. I mean, it can also be American brands too, Ralph Lauren as well. I think they're just the good place to see what's gonna be coming down to the common folks is those fashion weeks. So New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, etc. And this is also right after you see things popping up in those fashion weeks and those high profile fashion moments. You're also going to see the influencers and the celebrities tap in. So this is the marketing period. Then you have the fourth wave, the fourth stage, which is a wave of people all catching on. So like you're past early adoption. So it's no longer people who are in the know, or if you know, it's anyone, everyone. Everyone is participating. It's really trendy if you're participating. You have the cool shoe. And then eventually, next thing you know, your mom's wearing it, your grandma's wearing it. It doesn't matter where you live, who you are. You've probably heard of this thing by now, and you might have also purchased it. So once we've gotten to that point, they're in stage 5. You're in about a year of relevancy. And then from there, things will probably start to trickle down. It's hard to keep a trend going on forever, especially in this modern age. So then you just get to stage 6, where things aren't trendy anymore. So now I'm gonna start with things that are in stage 2 to 3, and then towards the end, we'll get to 2 to 1, or 1 to 2. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you've probably seen this on your feed. If you're someone who is following or influencers, or you're just simply scrolling on Pinterest, you've probably seen a ballerina sneaker. some version of it. I immediately think of the Puma Speedcat ballerina sneakers, and personally, I'm not gonna lie, I want a pair. This is something that is predicted to get super trendy this year. I think by the time we get to spring and summer, there will be a lot of people, a lot of girls frolicking around town in their ballerina sneaker hybrid combo shoe. And I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be one of them. I kind of wanna be one of them. And the reason is because I don't particularly gravitate towards ballet flats or a Mary Jane. It's not really my style. I am a sneaker girl through and through. Whatever I wear, I probably want it to look a little bit more like edgy or rugged, if you will. I don't really tap into things that are super feminine. And I think the ballerina flat, or just a flat like a Mary Jane, that kind of goes into that category. But I like how this sort of diversifies the look just a little bit and adds that edge that I crave. But I might not. I don't know. These are still like, I don't know, something about a flat shoe in me, I'm just a little hesitant to. I want to try these on, and I'm also curious to see what type of pants I would wear these with, because right now I feel like maybe just a wide leg, but I think a wide leg jean would swallow these shoes. So I'm leaning towards yes, I want a pair of Puma Speedcats. I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see how more girls style them. And then maybe I'll challenge myself to do the same. That brings me to my next trend is a sneaker loafer. This one's interesting to me, and this one is a quick no. I don't think I'll be tapping in here. I know my limits. If I was gonna be putting on, if I wanted a loafer, I'll wear a loafer, but I don't wanna wear a loafer. And then I want a sneaker. I know what I just said about the ballerina sneaker and the combination of it all, but somewhere, for some reason, it just stops with the loafer for me. I think that's because I don't really love, I mean, maybe in small doses and in very specific ways, I like the academia look. I have to be really careful with my words here for someone who wants to buy a tie and start incorporating ties into their look. So I don't want to, not trying to catch myself in a lie, but it's kind of hard to explain why I'm saying no to the sneaker loafer. I think it just really has to do with the fact that I don't love the silhouette of loafers to begin with, and putting it in sneaker form doesn't help. But at the same time, I know it's about to come next in this video, so I really feel like maybe I'm just confused and I need to see more people styling them. I'm not trying to be a copycat, but for some reason, like, this would not be something that I'm gonna spend my money on. There's the Skechers loafers, there's New Balance loafers out right now. There were New Balance and Ganni loafer combination shoes, or what do they call it, collab shoes, and I wouldn't put my dollars towards it. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna be an early adopter on this one. If it gets to that stage 4 mark and everyone's buying it, maybe I'll tap in. And then lastly, in this stage 2 to 3, where we're in this marketing period, the toe shoes are going to be picking up this year, and this will come in a variety of different ways. If you're familiar with the Tabby shoe, the original Margiela Tabbies, those are kind of a controversial shoe. They look like hooves, to be point blank. And I will say these have probably been in this like stage 2 or 3 for a really long time. Like there are pictures of Zendaya wearing Tabbies from like 2023, 2024. I think the celebrities have always been on their Tabby wave. Original Margiela Tabbies, that's an expensive shoe. So unless you were an influencer, celebrity, or just someone who had the dollars in their pocket, you probably weren't going to be reaching for the hoof shoe. Let me keep it real with you. But now more brands, more affordable brands and companies are starting to make dupes. Think Steve Madden. He's already made the Margiela Tabby dupe. So it's gonna start popping up with a wider, larger net of people. And I'm kind of excited for it. I think this is something that I would be tapping into, and I want to ride the wave. I'm a little nervous though. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I'm nervous is because this is not the first time toe shoes have been popular. And I want to take us all back to 2010 when little Jordan had to beg her mom to get her some fucking toe shoes. And my mom really had a hard time understanding why. And then I was a little embarrassed to wear them out because people did laugh. They did laugh. I was on that early adoption. I was a part of the creation, the stage one, at the ripe age of 9 and 10 years old. And you know what you did? They laughed. Little Jordan on the playground had to hang up her toe shoes and call it a day. But that's okay. I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to give it a little bit more oomph. I got the pep in my step. I just got a pedicure. I'm feeling good. So I'm here. If anyone wants to get me a pair of the true Margiela Tabbies, that'd be fabulous. But I don't think I'll be getting those. I'm not really sure what form of toe shoe I want yet, because you have the Vibram, the brand Vibram, where it's every single individual toe is spaced out. That brand is catching on to this movement of footwear because they were the ones that did it first. This is also the one that Baby J had on the playground. And they've made like Mary Jane versions. They have their like little ballet flat versions. You'll see the girls on Pinterest starting to put like bows on their Vibram toe shoes. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. And then you have brands like, I want to say, oh, what was it? Balenciaga. They have a ballet flat toe form shoe, like almost like a shoe and a toe with a true foot mold. There's no individual toes, but like it, I'll just put a picture. They have these. And I think that's an interesting way to go about it. Maybe that's a safe space to play in. If another brand wants to make a dupe because I don't have Balenciaga money, maybe that's where I'll be starting. Or there also are, when we're talking about all these hybrid sneakers popping up right now, Nike has a very cool Mary Jane toe shoe, like hoof 2 and 2, like 1, 2. I'll put a picture again. They have cool toe shoes happening right now. Some of the sneaker brands. Nike had already had these. This is not a like new release or anything like that, but maybe that's where I'll start. That feels like a safe space for me, like a sneaker. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you think though, because I feel like toe shoes are easily the most controversial thing on this list. But I will say the next wave of things is interesting and maybe unexpected. So now that we're moving on to the early growth stage, stages 1 and 2. So these are people who are really laying the foundations. No one's doing it like them. Well, technically the brands are doing it and the people are buying it, but still, no one's doing it like them. I am kind of relieved to see this one thing come back, and that is the slip-on sneaker. And people really are thinking that the Vans off the wall original slip-on shoe is gonna be making a comeback, and I love this. I think I need a simple shoe again. I was actually thinking, what white shoe do I want to go ahead and like pick up for the next year or two, because all my white shoes are like a white sneaker, are really dingy right now. And honestly, a Vans white slip-on sneaker could do some wonders for the soul right now. Me and my Vans slip-ons from high school, I had a gold pair. You could not tell me shit about those. They looked too good. I'm ready to tap back in, put me in the ring. I will be purchasing. I also love that Vans is a really affordable brand that everyone could enjoy. But I said slip-on sneakers. That is probably the most obvious one, the one I'm most excited about, but it doesn't stop there. There are like slip-on mule sneakers happening right now. Overall, sneakers are starting to lose their laces. One of the creators pointed out that like all sneakers are just becoming this hybrid thing right now. And one example is these Air Jordan mules. Personally, I'm not gonna lie, these do look kind of sexy. I feel like with the right pants, a nice pant that lays and hugs and like sort of slouches right on top of these could look really good. I could also see these paired with maxi skirts really well. So overall, I feel like in the slip-on sneaker realm, I'll probably be there, but where I will stop is these like slip-on, this is a mule, but then this is also a mule. The Miu Miu sneaker mules where it's literally like a lace-up sneaker and no back to it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I will be wearing those. And Miu Miu aside, Steve Madden has already worn the dupe or made the dupe. So if this is the shoe for you, I'm so excited. I want to see you rock this, but personally, I think this is where it stops for me. Next, we have the Oxfords. This one's interesting. This is something that Karaya predicted. And again, girl, I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'll do the research next time. I really will. But Oxfords, she thinks that the Twee Oxford, like that classic 2010s Oxford is coming back. I guess 2010 is not where the Oxford originated. I know that. But in terms of when it's last been back in style, that's probably the most recent. And it was kind of hard to actually find people wearing Oxfords and styling them today. So this is why it's stage 1 and stage 2, because not many people are doing this. But Karaya's reasoning for this is that some of the shoes that we're seeing right now that are popular and in that stage 4, borderline stage 5, like these Adidas Sambas, the Adidas Gazelles, the Golas, these slim shoes with a very low sole. This is just the elevated version. And I think that's a really good point. This would be the next step if you're gonna like evolve those sneakers in particular, but I'm not quite sure if they're gonna come back the exact same way that we know and love. I saw these really cute shoes that I will insert here. I believe they're from, I don't know where they're from. I'm so sorry. I can't remember what the brand is, but regardless, you can see that they have like a chunky sole. They have like a platform heel, just like a small 2-inch heel or so. And the way they're like lace up in combination with the sole and the heel, they're just a little bit of a twist compared to the original classic Oxfords that we know. And then another version of this Oxford with a twist is these Mary Jane Oxfords. I think both of these are examples of what we might be seeing. Personally, if I was gonna throw my hat into the ring with a shoe prediction, I still feel like there's gonna be some sort of like chunky sole movement. It's not necessarily gone, but I feel like people are gonna be craving a little bit of oomph in their shoes now. And since we're starting to veer so far to basically having no soles at all with these damn toe shoes, I would say the opposite end of that, equal and opposite though, would be chunky soles. And I think that might be the twist we see with the Oxfords. Curious to see how this plays out, but personally, I'm not gonna be buying a pair of Oxfords anytime soon. Then lastly, in the stage 1 to stage 2, no one's doing it like them, are chunky thigh high boots. One creator pointed out that they saw a lot of these popping up at the recent fashion weeks. A lot of brands are wanting more out of their shoes, out of these silhouettes. I think we've been in a period where people have been screaming less is more. Like the shoes that have been popular, like the Sambas, Reebok, Club C's, like they're just very simple shoes. And the boot world, we've been seeing the Frye boots. That's a very classic riding boot silhouette, but not a lot to it. I'm saying that as someone who has their own dupes of Frye boots, but these boots, these very chunky, just very slouchy, tall, over-the-top boots that demand attention. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. These burgundy ones, shop called like Sade Studios or something along those lines, I think they're fabulous. I want to see more people in that. I want to see more mini skirts. I want to see little short shorts and people doing their big ones in these big ass shoes. I'm here for it. And I will be tapping into this trend, but not right now. Only because I think I gotta wait to be buying any boots until fall rolls back around. But Or maybe not. Honestly, I think the shorts and the boots look right now. I love a jort with the boot overlapping, or the capris. Capris are coming back. Gauchos. I think all of this can be styled with a really fun boot, and maybe that will be me. I was wearing boots all last summer. You could not separate me from my little Frye dupe boots that I got from Amazon. That's a different story for a different day. But regardless, I think that's all I have to say about all that's happening. If you want a quick recap, we have the ballerina sneaker, the sneaker loafers, the toe shoes, the slip-on sneaker, the Oxfords, and these chunky thigh-high boots. Which ones will you be wanting to wear? Which ones draw your attentions? Or which one will you absolutely be saying, hell no? I'm curious, I wanna know. And thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. My name is Jordan again, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye guys.